I don't know what I've done there. The screens, I don't want any effects put on it. That was weird. I think it was trying to offer like a lens to go on or something. Anyway. Right, we did Cancer yesterday. I've only got time for 2 signs today, so it's going to be Leo and Virgo, but I'll be back on tomorrow. So starting off with Leo. So right, mother's meeting going on outside of all the geese. I think it's geese. Oh god, yeah, there's a huge migration going over. It's a sign. Okay, let's get this show on the road because I've got a few responsibilities tonight. Looking after my nephews at their house and staying over while my sister's away, and then I've got pottery class as well. So I want to make sure I check in with them and they're all sorted. And I don't want to rush through readings and do short ones. Like, you deserve to have your nice long readings. So welcome into the chat. It's weekly AllSigns Love Readings, and I'm doing Leo and Virgo in this one. Spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Leo's highest good. How is Leo feeling in this second week of October 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Leo's feeling first of all, please. I don't know why you're posting personal questions. It's collective love readings. I'm on the sign of Leo. Hi, welcome in, Roderick. You're watching from New Zealand. That's cool. If anyone wants a personal reading, they're £18. I've had very good feedback for the clients that I've got so far. You can pay by PayPal or you can direct message me and I'll give you my bank details. The turnaround time is 24 hours, but it's usually within an hour or 2. Otherwise, enjoy these collective readings. Watch your sign, watch the sign of your person, and a lot of your questions should be answered. Okay, how is Leo feeling in the second week of October? Eight of Swords, upright. So, a lot of mental entrapment, mental imprisonment at the moment. This is like a situation, feeling, okay, your perception is that there's no way out, okay? It's mental imprisonment, like intrusive thoughts. It's your perception though, it's not the reality, okay? It's quite possible to solve things when we're having these thoughts. This is for anyone who's Leo, or if you're dealing with a Leo. The Five of Pentacles reversed. See, the Five of Pentacles upright is, 5's always a negative card, like the Five of Cups is grief. The Five of Wands is conflict. So the Five of Swords is arguments, okay, like verbal disagreements. But the Five of Pentacles is to do with time, money and energy, feeling out in the cold. Could be feeling impoverished, literally, like financially, or just like someone really isn't showing you any attention, or somehow you're feeling very negative. In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the picture is two paupers outside of a church, and you know the lights are on inside the church. There's a beautiful stained glass window with all different colours, and it's all cold and snowy outside, and it's people looking for salvation. Okay, so it's quite a depressing card, to be honest, but when it's reversed, it's coming out of that feeling of being out in the cold. So I'd say that's positive, because we've gone from being having quite intrusive thoughts to coming out of this feeling of lack, whether that's financial or, you know, love. I think that person's taking the piss, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Don't suffer fools, out they go. Now you've got the Fool reversed, so you're still not willing to take a leap of faith, okay? The Fool it's about being on the precipice, you know, like of a new chapter. So we've got 0 at the top. It's like we've just closed out a cycle, closed out a chapter in our life. And this is like Aries energy, like fire energy, like being willing to jump into a new chapter, a new leap of faith, because that involves trust. You know, taking a chance on someone new involves trust, and maybe there's a lack of trust or a lack of having your ducks in a row, or a lack of faith that, you know, love lasts forever. Like if you're feeling any of those kinds of way, you're not going to throw yourself into something new and, you know, present yourself to someone, are you? So let's... Same if you're stuck on someone from the past, but I don't really get that. It's more like a feeling of lack and having a lot on your mind that's making you feel very pessimistic. This isn't a live Q&A. You can go into another channel and someone will answer your questions, but you'd have to pay. It's usually like $10 a card or £10 a card, so please don't spam questions, because it says clearly that this is collective readings by zodiac sign. So you just to watch or chat to me. You're not supposed to put in your questions. Page of Swords reversed. So you're personally, they could have you blocked, because this is someone that's actively watching and looking for information. They're doing their research. You see how they're wearing a cloak and the sword's raised because they're on the defense. They've got that shoulder out, like ready to protect themselves. They don't really want to be seen. And if it was upright, they would be trying to gather and watch and observe and research and get information. But when it's reversed, the opposite of communication, the opposite of gaining information is to block. So someone could have you blocked at the moment, or they could be ignoring your messages. Maybe you've fallen out and they're not talking to you, but I'd normally say they've got you blocked on social media. The 10 of Wands reversed. The 10 of Wands upright is, it's the end of a cycle. 10 is the end of a long cycle, and there's been burden after burden after burden after burden. One thing goes wrong, then another, then another, then another, then another. When it's upright, we kind of see it through to the end anyway. But when it's reversed, we're just like, screw this, I've had enough. Just absolutely not. You know, like, I am not doing this anymore. So that's a choice to not do this anymore, because it's just become too difficult. The Knight of Swords is rushed communication. You can see the feathers on this mythical beast are floating down to the bottom. There's nothing demonic about personal development. You need to just check yourself saying stuff like that. Knight of Swords is, yeah, swords are communication. It's fast movement, urgent messages. This person's got their body armor on. You know, they've got their breastplate, they've got their helmet, their hair's flying in the wind. That sword's raised, ready to swipe. I wouldn't say that it's a romantic message. I would say that it's one that's going to be a bit brutal and a bit swift, a bit blunt. Based off of how the other cards are that are with it. You know, something is like, I'm not doing this anymore and I don't want to speak with you, except I'm going to tell you this one thing. Was it reversed? Or was it upright? I can't remember. I think it was upright. Either way, someone's got a lot to say and they're not in a good mood. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Please don't spam any personal questions. I can only start live Q&As when I've got 4,000 watch hours, but you are very welcome to watch the sign of your person or your sign. Or you can pay for a personal reading if you want to know about career, education and finance. If you want a health reading, if you want any life decisions, if you just want a general reading, or if you want a specific love reading. It's £18. You can click on the link for my PayPal. It's in my channel description, and the turnaround time is 24 hours. It'll give you a chance to write your question when you do the PayPal. If you can't do PayPal, you can direct message me and I can give you my bank details. Otherwise, I suggest going to a channel where you get your question answered for £10. They won't do it for free though. So I don't know why anyone's spamming questions. Because this is collective love readings by zodiac sign. The Sun card reversed is unhappiness. It's being burdened. When the Sun card's upright, it's Leo energy. But it's about being carefree. You know, having faith that everything's going to be all right. Just not having a care in the world. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's a naked baby riding a horse bareback, giggling with the sun coming up behind it, because babies don't care. They don't have ego. They don't, you know, they're very much in the id. Like, if I'm fed, if I'm watered, if my nappy's changed, if I'm, you know, not poorly, if I've slept well, I am chilled, I am giggly, I am happy. Like, they don't have to worry about mortgages or whether they've got a tummy or like, you know, whether they're attractive to the opposite sex. They're not burdened by anything, so they're carefree. So when this is reversed, this isn't being carefree, this is having burden. Okay. Readings will be automatically translated once they're published. I'm not able to learn Hindi. I think that's like a step too far. If I spoke Hindi, I would offer a second channel, but you'll have to wait for the live to finish and then readings will be automatically translated. I think TikTok definitely puts like subtitles on that you can translate, or you could click the transcript on YouTube and read like the entire reading. and translate that. The Seven of Wands reversed is being at a disadvantage. The Seven of Wands, when it's upright, is determination. It's fire energy. You know, this is like, I'm prepared to battle. I'm prepared to like fight for what I want. If it was a promotion, you'd put your hat in the ring for a promotion because you believe you're worth it. You believe you've earned it. You believe you've got the personality to fit into the team. You're a hard worker, you're dedicated to the organisation. There's no kind of reason why they wouldn't pick you. So it's like that when it comes to love, you know, like when you feel like you got your ducks in a row, you're looking good, you're feeling great, you're happy with friends and family. The only thing missing then is love. And so you're like, why wouldn't anyone want me? But this is reversed. So in the outcome, there's just a lot of burden. There's feeling at a loss, feeling at a disadvantage. It's a very negative reading, I'm sorry, but this is obviously like the situation that some people are in right now. The King of Wands reversed, more fire. Everything we've got here is fire and swords. And money's terrible. Money, time and energy from someone is just, no, you've been put out in the cold. It might not be money, it might just be the fact that you've been put out in the cold by someone. They've got you on block and they are going to bite your head off if you contact them somehow. And they may be thinking about everything they want to say to you that isn't very nice. So I'd lay low. King of Wands upright is when you're confident, you're assertive. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It's someone who's action orientated. So fire signs, such as yourself, you are constantly making goals. You're making big plans for yourself, and you know, taking action to proceed and get it done. You don't waste time. You're often in quite a rush to get stuff done, you know, and you impose like time limits on when things should be achieved by. This is like a very confident, assertive person, and they're not doing stuff on a whim. It's all planned out and taken care of. But when it's reversed, it's someone who's not feeling confident, not feeling assertive, like the solar plexus is muddied, like we're feeling rubbish about ourselves basically. And I wouldn't say that it's someone who's, it could be someone who's losing their temper, but generally that's a sign of weakness as well. It's a sign of like loss of control. If you're losing your temper, you know, it's because things aren't going your way. So even if it is someone being over the top, it's because they're not in control. It kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if we can get some information for you. You could be dealing with another Leo or another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but you don't have to be. There's a lot of fire and swords here. It's a war zone. This is definitely two people that have recently had a big bust up. A really big bust up. Not the right time. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. See, that's their message to you, Leo. What's the nature of this connection, please? This isn't a picker card. It doesn't say that anywhere in the title. It's collective readings by zodiac sign. Sorry, but I'm a bit stressed at the moment. Distance. The separation you are experiencing is necessary to help the relationship grow. Okay, so this person's putting up boundaries because they don't need drama and they don't feel like they're getting any kind of anything that's useful for them right now, and they need to focus and be like balanced and get on with, you know, they need to be in the frame of mind and the emotionally balanced in order to like focus on priorities. Take a leap of faith. That's weird because you've got the full reversed. Only when you're willing to step out of your comfort zone will you reap great rewards. So you've been unwilling to do something. In terms of like commitment. Because when you step out your comfort zone, that could mean proposing, it could mean going steady, it could mean moving in together. Generally, people get into a comfort zone when they've been single for a long time, or they've only ever relied upon themselves, or they've only ever had to look after themselves. It can feel like a lot to take on a mortgage. It can feel like a lot to take on. Because a mortgage isn't gaining anything, it's just massive debt. It can feel like a lot to, you know, be a parent to someone else's children. It doesn't mean it's a wrong decision, but you feel the sense of responsibility. You know, it can be an absolute honour, but and a totally good decision, but it's scary. You're worried about letting people down. And so sometimes we shy away from opportunities like that because then we can't fail at it. Of course, genuinely, sometimes you just don't feel like, you know, it's something you want for yourself, and that would be okay. You know, best to be honest. But it looks like they've got a lot going on. You're going to be apart for a while, but this person might be worth investing in, Leo, if you've shied away from anything. Let's get some confessions from them. Yay, Fairy and Redbeard here. Just hide people if they're putting like personal questions in. Just hide them for me, and hide anyone that's rude. Don't even give them a warning. Let me take you out on a date. What? That's what they want to do. I feel insecure around you. I mean, Leos are very attractive. There's definitely trust issues here. I think they just don't need this on top of everything else they've got going on. They don't need to be like having to sleep with one eye open or check to see you've slept in the bed. Do you know what I mean? They don't need to be doing that. They don't need to be out and loads of people giving you attention, because it's just not, something's really not secure here. Like, this is not bound. They're showing up as a page and a knight. One of you showing up as a king. But there's just like hella anxiety and stress, like on both sides, like arguments. It's very burdensome. It's not someone who's got time for games, you know, and they really can't afford to have, even if they haven't got kids or like a house to pay for, people deserve to be able to focus on work. They deserve to be able to feel happy and relaxed, and they deserve a relationship that's not confusing, you know. Why does this person feel like they don't want to know? They don't want to keep trying with this. Public image, worried about appearances, can't relax, conceited. I don't know if you work together with this person or there's an age difference or sometimes people just, everyone's afraid of judgment, you know, like they worry what their family would say, if they worry what friends would say if they were to talk about this connection or reveal this connection or be open about it. And the worries that they're having to say, oh, well, you know, that's you down to the ground, that's you trusting the wrong people. I've always told you that you've gone too fast with stuff. People love to say, I told you so. They love to say it. And this person, they've either got like a high powered job, or they're so worried about being made a fool of. Maybe they've been cheated on, you know, before. But they really don't, they're not happy with like things how they've been. Not happy with it at all, not proud of it. Oh, thank you, Winter Moss. What a lovely name. Yeah, I mean that's to do with ego, and we all have that. We all worry about what people will say, what will people think, you know, being judged. I think we judge ourselves as well, don't we? But they're very attracted to you, but they don't feel like this is secure. It doesn't feel exclusive or um, conventional in some way. People worry, don't they, about societal norms and what's taboo and what's okay and what's not okay. I mean, I was someone who was known for picking people based on what they look like and not really, you know, focusing on other attributes so much. So it could be one of them where, like, if you're very handsome or you're very beautiful, people will be like rolling their eyes up, like, oh, not another one, you know. But I've met people who are like, especially like friends as well, who are stunning looking, and they're actually like a really good person and very loyal and calm. And you can make a judgment about people that they're going to be a bitch, or they're going to be like, you know, a player, or they're going to be like this or like that based off just the fact that they're like drop dead stunning, male or female, and then they're just actually like really calm and like um not like that at all, you know, don't like to gossip about people. I think some people get a bad rap as well, because of that, like, because people are jealous of what they look like and they just expect them to be like not nice. They're just instantly like really mean to them, especially in like workplaces and stuff. Some of my friends get that a lot, especially female ones. My God. Sneaky snake going behind your back, deceitful swindler. They're really worried that they can't trust you, that you're seeing other people, that you're going to be tempted away. Are you a bit of a one? Are you a bit of a one, Leo? We've all had a phase like that. um, if you're not, they could just be like a bit of a jealous, insecure person. But you could have, do you know what your moon sign is? You could have placements. You could have Leo or fire placements. Keeping you a secret. Oh my God, someone's kept this on the DL because they're worried what people will say. They could be, what's on her cheek? That's really strange. It looks like sprinkling water onto a heart, doesn't it? Does that say boo? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just making that up. Yeah, someone's kept this on the DL because they're like worried that it's all going to blow up in their face. Don't worry, we'll keep digging. Sometimes it's not anything you've done, it's just like they can't afford, in their mind, they can't afford to have another failed relationship, or another person cheat on them, or someone wouldn't approve of the age gap, you know, like being a cougar or a sugar daddy or a toy boy or, you know, whatever. Like, different cultures, different religions, different pay grades. Oh, you're going to get used again. It's, people love to cast judgment, and you may be judgmental yourself if you're the cross watcher. You could be judging this person unfairly. The truth is more complicated than you think. Maybe they've expressed, you know, that they would really like to lock this down, and you were like, ooh, like, you know, not sure. I do feel like it's something like that. If they want to make something non-conventional more conventional, or they've not taken the rejection well, I'll tell you that now. Because it's you not taking a leap of faith, and it's a take a leap of faith only when you're willing to step out. Maybe they need to step out their comfort zone as well. You know, instead of like waiting for approval from other people. Life won't often give you a guarantee that things are going to work out. You kind of just have to do it and see. You know. Sometimes you take a leap of faith and it works, you know, and it's the best thing ever, and then everyone's right on board with it. And sometimes you take a leap of faith and it's the worst thing ever, but it's, if you don't do it, you're not going to know. They're so worried about what people are going to think. Girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happy single, living in the moment, having fun. What I don't see is 8 of Cups, which is walking away from a relationship, which makes me feel like this is more of a big argument that's happened, or you're at a standstill over something and no one knows how to fix it. I don't see the 7 of Swords, which is deceit. I don't see the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak. I just see like a lot of insecurity in someone who's not willing to keep things how they are, like something would need to change. I don't see 5 of Cups, like grief, sadness, loss, regret. It's like a major argument. I'm not saying it's not causing separation, but there's nothing that says this is like permanently done. Do you know what I mean? No one's like decided that. I swear to God, no one reads the title. It doesn't matter. Spy. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. They're watching you for sure. Luck is on your side. This isn't over. This isn't done. It's just, it's like time where two people are mulling everything over and trying to look at their part in what's happened. Why is this derailed? How can we make it so that it's gonna be satisfactory, you know, that it's palatable, that I can work with this, because it can't continue how it is. Roots. Connect with your roots. Ancestral wisdom guides you. I mean, that could mean talking to actual family members who are older, who've dealt with situations like this. If you express your insecurities, they may actually be really nice about it. You know, they may be like pleased that you're talking about. People can tell when you've got something on your mind. They can tell when you're burdened. They can tell when you're very quiet, when you're withdrawn, when you're isolating yourself. It's quite an honour when someone trusts you and opens up to you and tells you their worries. It makes you feel good as a parent. It makes you feel good as a sibling. It makes you feel good as a friend. It makes you feel good as a colleague. Most people, you know, will kind of like listen to what you've got to say and try to be careful with your feelings. They may even give you examples of things that have happened to them in their life and when they felt judgment, or, you know, I'll be more like specific, like my mum's been married before. The marriage was a disaster. It was a narcissist. He married a woman in another country. This was like in the 70s. Okay, so you didn't have mobile phones. He had gone to Canada and married someone else whilst being married to my mum. Then tried to have it declared insane so he could take the mortgage that she'd been paying on the house that he was living in with her. And then like ostracised her from the community by saying that she was the one using all the money when it was him. And she could have kept that to herself out of fear, out of embarrassment, or, you know, but when I've lived through stuff where I've been used, she's opened up and shared that with me, and it's helped me. Do you know what I mean? Because then I don't feel like I'm the only person who's had that happen to them. And I've opened up to friends or colleagues and they've shared stuff with me, and it's like, even if you like have a psychic connection with someone who's passed on, or you ask for signs, I'm not that kind of like connected to people are passed on like that. I don't see a feather and think anything of it. I don't see particular birds, what some people do. So it's like whatever you feel is going to give you wisdom. It's saying call on that, but it's to do with family. And, you know, sometimes you don't get on with family or they're toxic people. So maybe your friends are your family, or your work friends are like your family. But I think if you share some of your worries, your apprehensions, your like concerns, or things that have happened to you in the past that you're kind of embarrassed about, like skeletons in the closet, not everyone's gonna like use that against you. Like a lot of people are quite, obviously not gonna tell like the office bitch, are you? But like some people are quite, they're quite surprising. they can be a little gem for you. Hi, welcome into the chat. It's collective readings by zodiac sign, so you just need to watch your sign or the sign of your person. I am most of the way through the Leo reading. I'm just doing Leo and Virgo today because I'm out later looking after my sister's kids and going to pottery. Approach cautiously. Yeah. This is definitely a period of like contemplation, isn't it? Have a bit of a think, have a bit of a talk. Let's get a mindful message. Gratitude. I love acknowledging all the little things I'm grateful for. No matter what I have going on, I always have things to be thankful for. Whenever I'm feeling upset, I can fill up a page with the things that I appreciate. This begins to shift my mood and focus onto that which brings me joy. Yeah, so protect your energy, okay? If you start feeling quite negative, quite down, think about all the stuff that's going well, you know. We take health for granted. Good health is so taken for granted. There's always people in a worse off situation than you, which you wouldn't be pleased about, but maybe it's something to be grateful for, you know. Look around you. Do you have a lot of things? Do you have a lot of stuff? Like, do you have people that care about you? Do you have resources? Do you have the capability to find a new job and work again? Lots of stuff's going really well, you know. Do you live, like, God forbid you live in an unsafe home or an unsafe environment, but lots of people do and are in that situation. So be really grateful, okay? Because it can feel like doom and gloom when you're focused on a relationship that isn't how you want it to be. It can feel like doom and gloom, but pull yourself out of it, okay? Only let yourself think about it for certain periods, and then make sure you're not living miserably, okay? Because it'll just kind of clog everything up when you do that. Sometimes things sort themselves out. I find that I always want to try to control everything. I'm like, what can I do though to like hurry this up, or how can I fix this? And sometimes just need to wait. And I find that, I don't know if it's a Taurus thing, but that's the hardest thing for me to do. Probably because it requires having faith, you know, that things are going to just work out. But there's also stuff going on that you don't know about, that you're not aware of, you know, that other people are working on stuff, the divine's working on stuff, and it feels like nothing's changing, nothing's getting better. And it's often not the case. It's just that you don't really need to do anything. It's not anything you need to involve yourself with. It'll just, like, an example is, I'm currently waiting for my CRB to come back. I'm like, I need to check, but there's nothing I can really do about it. I've had a look. It's the information is that it's in process. There's nothing really different anyone can tell me. I just need to wait. And then over the weekend, got 2 new clients for personal readings, and it made me smile, and I just felt loads better. And it's like, you just got to calm yourself down. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can get yourself into such a state. A powerful spell will bring you what you desire. It's time to manifest. If you want this person, Leo or cross-watcher, tell the universe and say, if we're meant to be, please help us to make it so. Please help us to communicate more effectively or share what's going on so that we can calm ourselves down and get support from the people that love us and care about us and, you know, deal with it better. Like, please help me to focus on other things and not overly focus a lens on this, because that's not gonna like change anything. if you want to manifest, if you want to ask the universe for something, you just ask out loud and you just say, I really want a workplace that is going to understand me, where I'm going to get a decent period of work and, you know, little drama. I would really like a place to live, you know, where I feel comfortable and I'm by the beach, or, you know, that's my like particular thing that I want. I would really like to rebuild connections. You know, like after I lived abroad, I had like very few friendships left. So I really enjoyed building connections again and friendships, and I meet loads of people through work. So changing workplaces frequently isn't such a bad thing. You know, I've met a lot of people that have become like literally like besties for life. Um, I've met some people that I won't miss, but um, we've all got different things that we want to manifest for ourselves. Like maybe we really want, you know, someone in our family to have better health, to make a swift recovery. Maybe we want someone that we know to find new love. It doesn't always have to be that you're manifesting something for yourself, but generally you should be your own advocate and definitely ask. Your angels are not allowed to interfere. But you can definitely, the universe knows what to serve you up if you pick something from the menu. You know, think about what it is that you want, because you're just looking at a blank piece of paper if you don't manifest. So the universe doesn't really know what to serve up to you. So type out that menu and ask for something, especially if you say 1111, the universe is throwing you a bone. The universe is like, come on, I want to give you something, so tell me what the main thing is. What's the one thing you really want? Okay, because this time apart is for you to kind of each get refocused on what it is that you want for every area of your life, get working on it, and then come back together better situated to get this on track. Let's get you an angel number. 0404, slow down. Balance, power struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibrations, and warning. What did I say? What have I just been talking about for the last 10 minutes? Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. Yeah, look for support from the right people. You know, do trust some people with what you're going through, and make sure you're manifesting. Make sure you're appreciative of everything that is going well and you're keeping things in perspective. Because this person's not going anywhere, and that stands for whether I'm talking to Leo or the cross watcher. Your person's not going anywhere. You clearly care about each other, you like each other a lot, but we're not in the right place. We're not perfectly placed for this to be staying on track. So we've got to have some time apart to deal with shit, get shit rebalanced, each in our own situations, and then we'll bring it back. Let me get you a time in. When will there be a reconciliation between the two people in this reading, Leo and their person? Within 3 months. It is like that when you do pottery. It's Barry Medbeard's talking about ghosts. We always joke about that when we're in there. Throwing clay is the best. Throwing pottery is the best. It's so funny. It's so like full of innuendos, and we're not trying to. It's just hilarious. Like, It's such a good laugh. I spoke to them actually, and they were really nice. And they were like, just have the course and pay it after, because they know like finances are getting tight now because I've not been working for a bit. You know, it's like they'd rather see me than not, do you know what I mean? And it's like I'm so embarrassed to like say to people, oh, like I actually can't. I said to them like I won't be able to come to pottery anymore, and they were like, don't worry about it. And it's through doing that course that I've made like 2 best friends, and I've met loads of other lovely people. So it's not a luxury, it's something I started to balance out, because spending so many hours teaching and marking and planning, and teaching takes over your life, like it really does. I'm sure there's a lot of careers where that happens, but it kind of reset the balance for me, and doing this does as well, definitely. But yeah, I was like, oh God, it's the first time in a long time that I've had to, and I mean years and years, that I've had to like tighten the belt, tighten the reins when it comes to finances, and I don't like it. Really don't like it. Hopefully that CRB is going to get sorted soon. So I hope it was an upsetting reading to start with, but I hope that you feel and look, whatever happens with the relationship, it can never be a bad thing to rebalance yourself and look at every area of your life, because that's why I did the pottery as well. It was like, I need to focus on something other than love for a bit. I need to like get my career on track, but I also deserve to have something that is just something that I've always wanted to do. I've always known that I would really enjoy it and get a lot out of it, and I've made loads of friends from it. It's turned into, it's not a little hobby, it's like a huge one where there's so much you can learn, and I'm just loving it because I'm a very creative person. And when you're in secondary school, there's opportunities at times to be creative, but mostly it's quite academic and dry, so it can be really like a good outlet to do this because I get to be creative, but also the pottery is like my outlet, because I used to be an early years teacher, so I would set up the classroom with all like activities, and everything was creative. Everything. So that was my outlet back then, so I have to have something to balance out all the academic stuff now. Yeah, so like it should resonate, the collective readings, but if you do want a personal reading, you can book with me. Just send me a message, and then you can use the PayPal link in the channel description, or you can direct message me on TikTok, and I do have an IG now. I've got an Instagram account. I think there's like 4 people following it because I just haven't like, I need to put the link on here, but that'll probably be a good way for you to communicate with me as well, if you want a private reading. I always say 20 minutes because I'm only going to promise 20 minutes, but they tend to be about 40 minutes, so it's very good value for money, and you know that it's your message, like, categorically. It'll be a private link to a YouTube video that only you can see, and the turnaround time is less than 24 hours, so if you feel like doing that, it's available. I will start live Q&As, but I can't do it until I got 4,000 watch hours, but people keep spamming them in the chat anyway. God loves to try it. Okay, on to Virgo. Hi, welcome into the chat. Hi, Julie. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Ger Baby. Ger Baby Bear. It's a funny name. Hi, Anna. Hi, Ananya. Yep. Virgo. Tomorrow I'll do Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius and Capricorn. I'll have more time tomorrow. I'm just, this Monday's like hectic for me. And I didn't want to like do short readings. I hate it when readers do that and go, oh, I'm busy, so I've just done really short ones. No, we're having a long arse reading. We're getting all the tea. Those, yeah, so in the next 2 days I'll do the rest of the signs. So tomorrow I'll do Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius and Capricorn. And then the day after that I'll do Aquarius and Pisces. It's a lot of sitting, so I tend to do 4 signs maximum in a row. I get, you know, all the blood pools up in my ankles. No, it's not attractive, but it's the amount of sitting, like, it's not good for you, so. I've got normal blood pressure, but it's on, like, the lower end of, like, the normal scale. I try to go for a walk every day and stuff like that, but there's something about sitting at this desk. Because even if I'm just moving around doing the shopping or doing whatever, chores, taking the kids to school or whatever, like, it doesn't happen, but it's like sitting here. Not good. Yeah. Can you imagine if I did like an All Signs for 12 hours? You'd have to airlift me out. You'd have to, I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's like not funny. Like, I don't know how small my head and like torso would be. The blood would be like below my waist, wouldn't it? Be awful. Oh yeah, don't forget, like, watch your sign, but watch the sign of the person. If there's someone specific that you're wondering about, do that as well. And watch your moon sign. I used to watch all my placements, but and if you cusp with a sign, so I'm early on in Taurus season, so the Aries readings can resonate often for me. If you're late on in Aries, watch Taurus. That applies to like any sign, you know, the sign that you neighbour with in zodiac order. If you don't know the order of the zodiac signs, just Google it. But you could be a cuspet as well. It is worth it because sometimes you get a similar reading but with slightly different details. So, and double the advice cards. Right, how's Virgo feeling with regards to the one they're thinking about dealing with or manifesting in the second week of October? And thank you everyone that's left really lovely feedback, whether it's in the live or on TikTok. I allow comments, so thank you for that. The High Priestess upright with the 9 of Wands. Virgo, you are strongly following your gut when it comes to a connection. It doesn't matter what challenges come up. You are prepared to see it through. You like, throw me another one. That's just life. Like, I don't mind. I know this is my person. Okay. Heavy Pisces energy. Heavy water energy. But fire as well, you know. Ooh, Virgo. The Empress, the highest status in the tarot deck. You are like really having a good connection with the divine at the moment. You are like on top of the world. Everything's flowing, everything's growing. See that she stood in like a wheat field? It's because she's abundant. There's like fruit from the orchard. There's, you know, this is a person who's able to create as many times as she needs to, whether it's a man or a woman. They are abundant. What they need is within them. She is crowned, okay? She is ordained. She is glowing, and whatever she needs in life, it will come to her. And that doesn't mean that anyone, it's Taurus and Libra that have this as their major arcana, but the story of the Empress is that she will be rescued. She will have a beautiful life, like one that's very abundant in terms of material wealth, in terms of love. No, that doesn't mean that you're always in love or you're going to meet one person straight away and be settled. It just means that whenever there's a period that's down, you are due a period that's up, and you know that good things are going to come to you, money's going to come to you, love is going to come to you, your life will be abundant, and you're all four queens. This is something that we strive to be like by the end of life. Like, have I got savings, assets? Have I got the ability to earn a good income? Can I, adorn my home with nice things and create a beautiful environment in which to nurture people, whether that's friends, family, children, pets? She's the ultimate creator, the ultimate nurturer, very caring, very patient. Queen of Cups, emotionally intelligent and empath. I mean, you are Virgo, so you are perfectionist. Your home is probably outstanding. You're very intelligent, sapiosexual, very reflective, a good strategist. But to show up as the Empress, you've got great finances, great intelligence, Queen of Swords, strategic, intelligent, makes moves carefully, plans things out several months in advance before doing anything. Fantastic writer, fantastic speaker. You could be a teacher, you could be someone motivational, influential. You could own your own business or be high up in an organisation. What have I missed? We've done Cups, Swords, Wands, Queen of Wands, assertive, confident, go-getter. You know what you want. You create goals for yourself. You like to have a goal. You like to focus on it and get it, but you enjoy life at the same time. You're blessed. But it's not without hard work and determination. Like, nothing comes to you easily. It's just that you're just always able to regenerate yourself after every knock, after every fall. You'll come back like a phoenix rising from the ashes because everything you need is within you. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean you just had a piss easy life, or you're born and you're just going to be Kate Middleton or something. And I don't think she has an easy life at all. But it's not about having it easy or being spoiled. It's nothing to do with that. It's about being someone who's intelligent, creative, ambitious, and a very attractive aura, very attractive energy. People feel like they're home when they're with you. You're very relaxing to be around. That is the vibe. That is an absolute vibe, Virgo. Whether you're male or female, you are you're kind of walking on air at the moment. You're walking on water. The Eight of Cups reversed. So I do feel like there's a connection that you're fighting for at the moment. You don't want to walk away from it. You want to work on it. You could be a homeowner, you could be a parent, but you don't have to be. You could just be someone very successful. You could be retired. Oops, that was weird, wasn't it? It like flipped up and kind of like spun around. It's the Ace of Pentacles, and it sort of like spun around, so it was this way. That could be a loss of money or a downgrade, you know, like when you get a demotion in work or you get laid off, or sometimes it could mean like, you know, you're getting a divorce, or it's an outgoing. The Ace of Pentacles is something you've worked hard for. This is your person's cards now. But I'm just talking in like second person, like you as in people. If you get an Ace of Pentacles, the universe is meeting your hard work, okay, and granting a wish of some sort. Like if you put CVs out, you would get a job. That's from your hard work, but it's also the universe is saying what you want and helping you along a little bit. When it's reversed, it's like money falling out of the wallet. So it's like a demotion or job loss, or, you know, another way that we lose finances or a lot of money quickly. It could be, you know, a separation. Because if you move out, you then got to pay for a separate place to live on top of half a mortgage that you're paying for example. So I'm not saying this person's going to lose their job or anything like that, but there's like an outgoing. There's a large outgoing of money or something like that. Page of Wands. So they're looking to approach a new adventure, and they're quite enthusiastic about it. I know it's something new and not a rebirth, because pages haven't been down this road before. There's excitement, there's enthusiasm, and there's not really a preconceived idea about how it's going to go. It's just kind of a bit naive and excitable. They're looking, you know, at some sort of new venture or new adventure, potentially a new love. Could also be a new business or, you know, relocation or something, but they're excited about something new. The Devil reversed. So the Devil is the major arcana for Capricorn. The Devil reversed is a positive thing. It's getting free from the devil, releasing a toxic attachment, an obsession, an infatuation, a bad habit, a codependency. We can be codependent on other people for finances. We could be codependent on people for emotional support. Obviously, we can have drug, alcohol, you know, be a workaholic. We could be a shopaholic. You know, there's lots of stuff that isn't healthy. Well, this person got free from the devil. I wonder if they left a toxic workplace or something, because it's to do with, I'm not saying you're the devil, because you're showing up as the Empress and the High Priestess. This is a collective reading for anyone who's the sign of Virgo, or if you're dealing with a Virgo, which is called cross-watching, or if you've got placements in Virgo. Let's get 3 for the outcome. This is quite the conundrum. Seven of Pentacles upright. That's reflective energy. Looking back at the past, what's been cultivated, is it enough? Increments of time, money and energy being put into something. It's 7 is the past, 8 is the future. So 7 is looking back, contemplating, thinking, reflecting. We've got the Justice reversed and the 9 of Pentacles reversed. Someone does not want to be single. They feel like this is really unfair. And I'd say it's you because you want to be in the relationship still. They've already got one foot out the door. They're already halfway down the driveway. That doesn't seem right, but maybe they're not worthy of an empress, do you know what I mean? Because it's not like you're not worthy. They're walking away from something really good, but they're kind of, they're chilled. They're like excited about where they're going, even if it means a financial loss. Don't worry, I will get some answers. We'll clarify. Let's get a new contact message from them. You're my favourite. You're the person I want to call when something good or bad happens. The first thought when I have news to share, you're my person. Beware of codependency. Addictive behaviours are affecting your romantic life. Now, we did say that with the devil, didn't we? Let's get confessions from them. It's a lot of confessions. I self-sabotaged our connection. I really want to kiss you. I see you in my dreams. I am not emotionally available right now. You deserve more than I can give you. I want to make you smile. They self-sabotage the connection and they're not emotionally available right now. You deserve more than I can give you. They really want to kiss you. So obviously they're heavily attracted to you, but they feel like toxic. Were they like living off you for a while? Was there like an imbalance of money, or if they got an addiction of some sort? I don't know. Could be a lot of things that. Or they were like bad company, you know, in a bad mood, took things out on you because they had a toxic boss or something. Something to do with sabotaging the connection because they're not like the best version of themselves. You have so many choices and options. They feel really insecure, like they're just not good enough for you. They could be a Capricorn. You could have Libra in your chart because we've got double Libra, but we've also got Pisces and Taurus. I mean, you are an Earth mother being Virgo, so plenty of pentacles on the table. What's this devil about? Why is this person getting free from the devil? Codependency is affecting your romantic life. It takes two. Someone's not committed, incompatible, or conflicted. Well, we kind of know that. They self-sabotaged the connection, didn't they? And you want it. That's come out sideways, so I'll read both. Growth's guidance, nurture your roots to fuel progress and rise beyond your dreams. Storms of love, conflict is an opportunity for growth and change. Total drama. What is going on? You were my home, now you're just a place I can't return to. Fucking hell, that's depressing, isn't it? They definitely don't enjoy being away from you. They don't enjoy it, and they choose it. You know, you're my favourite. You were my, like, home. You have so many, you know, they look at you and you are, like, just so valuable, like, high value. They just don't feel like they're good company, or they don't deserve you, or they're very attracted to you. It's nothing to do with your attractiveness or your success. It's all about them. There's like a victim mindset. Let's try and get more. Patience. Just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. They might figure this out, you know. I think this is like their issues that they need to work on. And sometimes people leave us to just get their head together, and they can't really think straight whilst they're in the fray of work and relationships and, you know, health demands. Like, oh my God, if you get the flu or you get run down with something or you get an injury, your moods just go so low and you're just like, you're not good company at all. And then if you've got money worries, or you're trying to make major life decisions, or you haven't got your ducks in a row, you just don't want to present yourself to people. They're conscious that they sabotage this, and they're conscious that you are very high value, that you could have anyone, but they're obviously removing themselves from the situation to get some breathing space. And it doesn't mean that they don't hanker after you or think about you a lot. They do. If you want to know whether they're thinking about you a lot, they are. You're their favourite person. You know, you'll know who this is if they've opened up to you about really, like, private stuff. If they've trusted you. That's just people going past the window. It must be like getting out of school time. Yeah. It's like a really nice sunny day, actually. You were my home. Now you're just a place I can't. They might have confided in you in some really, I mean, like life-changing stuff, like stuff they don't tell anyone. If they feel like that about you, then I don't think this is going to be the end. I think that they're going to want to come home, aren't they? They're going to want to come back to that place where they feel together. But it's a bit like a wounded animal that takes itself under a van, you know, like. I've got someone that does this, and he just always says, like, I don't want to put stuff on you. Do you know what I mean? And he'll share stuff, but when he's feeling like he can talk about it. If he's not feeling like he can talk about it, you won't hear from him. Doesn't mean they're not talking to anyone about it, but maybe they, you know, maybe they need advice from a different person, or they just don't want to be making you feel like worried about stuff. People are odd, aren't they? They pick and choose who they talk to for different reasons at different times. This might be something where we just need to wait. And I know Virgos, because my mum's a Virgo, and you like to, you know, try to like talk to people or get stuff out of people. You're very intuitive and you know there's something up here. But I think you need to just let this person come to you as and when they feel. I will get you more clarifiers, but it just seems like it's their stuff. And it doesn't seem like it's over. These are collective readings by zodiac sign. If you want a personal reading, you can buy one. There's a PayPal link in the description for the channel, or you can private message me on TikTok or IG, or send me an email on here on YouTube, and I can give you my bank details if your country doesn't use PayPal. You'll get a link to a private video that only you can see. And the turnaround time is 24 hours. It's usually less than that though. Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. You've got growth twice here. I'm sure you had growth. Nurture your roots, feel progress, rise beyond your dreams. Endurance, patience. I think there was codependency, and that's why they've removed themselves from your life, because they know you deserve better. But they're like a wounded animal, and they're not going to flaunt themselves to the person that they want to impress when they're not the best version of themselves. Does that make sense? Ego is very important to people. Self-esteem, sense of self-worth will be at a low at the moment. So they're not going to flaunt themselves to you. They're going to hide. Because who wants to show off that to the person that they want to adore them and admire them, and you know they want to be enough for you. I'm not overly romanticizing it. It's what it's telling me. Just be patient with them. Patience could mean 6 months. Patience could mean a year and a half. Because if they've got big stuff to work on, personal development doesn't happen overnight or in 7 days deadline, because that suits how you're feeling. If they've got pure issues, whether that's external realities or internal work to do, that could be 6 months to a year and a half. Let me get you a timing. When's there going to be reconciliation between Virgo and their person? Oh, excuse me. 2 months from now. You're going to hear from them. They may have like gone off the radar, but you will hear from them. Let them come to you. Give them that space. Allow them to have some dignity, some self-esteem, some self-respect, and work through shit. It doesn't mean they're not talking to anyone just because they're not talking to you. Okay, and I feel like I need to take that advice myself at the moment. It doesn't mean they're not talking to anyone just because they're not talking to you. Okay, sometimes people don't want to present their problems to their romantic partner because, especially when it comes to men, their ego is very fragile, and where women will share problems and still feel worthy in front of friends and partners, men don't respond well to that. Okay, they build themselves up at the gym, they get angry at stuff. It's like toxic masculinity. But it's there. So like they don't want to show their weakness. They hate themselves if they do that. So someone has to feel like things are on the way up before they open up about it. Doesn't mean they're never going to tell you, but they have to feel like things are starting to go good again before they reveal what was going on. Does that make sense? They like to sort stuff out and then tell you about it after. And obviously that's a generalisation when it comes to the genders, but it's kind of backed up with science. So, and let's say hella life experience. 40 years of experience of dating Ben. My own energy. I love being there for friends and family while staying true to myself. I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own. To help a friend in a hole, I don't need to jump in the hole with them. This is so... How freaky is that came out? Simply reach out a hand. It's up to them to do the rest. Stop it. It's too good. What I eat fuels me. I eat the best foods accessible to me. I infuse my food with love and gratitude before eating. Visualizing the nutrients I'm consuming and the love that went into growing and preparing this food. So just keep your vibrations high, okay? And be mindful to stay in the present, in the moment. Do little exercises and rituals like that before you eat food, because often we just kind of go through certain processes and procedures and we're not even like doing it mindfully. We're just going through stuff because we're just so focused, like ruminating on a particular person or problem. I'm going to do this myself as well. You need to get back into the moment and kind of emotionally keep yourself in check. Give this person some freedom and some space to breathe, okay? They want to sort it out themselves, okay? Not if you're alone. Take charge. Don't wait. It will cost you. It will cost you. Don't wait. Take charge. Not if you're alone. I think they're like things you're telling yourself, but I don't think you should do anything, honestly. They might be telling themselves they need to take charge and not to wait, but I'm telling you now, no matter how much that person wants to see you and misses you and wants to talk to you and be around you, they don't want to disappoint you. And they just want sometimes to sort things out themselves and come back to you like a winner, like a king. You know what I mean? Like your emperor. Because you're the empress, so that's like they want to match your energy. And I know it seems like counterintuitive because in a relationship you should support each other, but some people don't want to always do that. They'd rather talk to you and let you be there for them once things have started to improve again. And it's what this person's choosing, so we've got to kind of let them do that, even if it's like not ideal. It's what they prefer, okay? But you've got within 2 months, okay, 2 months from now, so Christmas time or before. Yeah, before the end of the year, you're gonna, could be like 8 weeks, 7, 8 weeks, but you're gonna hear from them, okay? They're trying to deal with quite big stuff, so. Let's get you a good fortune card. Remember what it said, like you don't have to get in the hole with someone. You can put a hand and they need to pull themselves out. They need to take your hand, okay? If they're like, if you're putting your hand down and they're just acting like it's not there, that's their stubbornness, that's their like choice. A sacred symbol will bring you protection and guidance. Ooh. You might be someone that believes in, you know, like if you see a rainbow, it means something. If you see a flock of geese, it means something. If you see feathers, it means something. If you see, do you know what I mean? There might be something that's personal to you, like a loved one that's passed away leaves you pennies or playing cards or something like this. You might see a sign and think, do you know what, everything's going to be fine. You might hear a lyric in a song and it's just one like sentence from those lyrics, or do you know what I mean? Like you put the car radio on and it's just on for a second, you turn it off and you're like, that was a weird sentence. Or, you know, you pop the TV on by accident and so you turn it off and it was like a particular moment where a few words were said and you're like, that's really weird. Some kind of sign, okay? You might have a lucky number or something like that. Let's get you an angel number. 0330, lucky shirt. Love, peace, hope and optimism. Transferring responsibility to others. Very important. Progress, creativity. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people that you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. So that looks to me like career success. Whether you started a new business or a new job, or you're improving at a job. And, you know, joining like a club or something that you've always wanted to do, and then you just end up making loads of friends there. You're gonna be popular with a lot of people. Whatever it is that you know, embark on. Really nice. Okay. Take care, Virgo. I hope this resonates for some people. If you liked the reading, please remember to give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, and I will see you in the next one. I will be doing the other signs tomorrow. I will be doing Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius and Capricorn tomorrow. Take care.